Hello there! I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective, looking at Season 6, Episode 10? 10. 10? 10. Hydro! This episode is confusing. It's another quick disposal of a villain, but it didn't seem like that was supposed to be the end. It didn't. I don't understand. I don't know. In this episode, there is a news reporter named Linda Lake who has the ability to turn into water. Kind of on the nose, don't you think, Linda Lake? In the B plot, Lois suspects that Oliver Queen may be the Green Arrow, and in the C plot, you can rearrange those two any way you want. These two any way you want, but due to Linda Lake's news articles, it caused tension between Lex and Lana, and Lex is starting to get fed up on waiting for an answer. So, yeah. So this is confusing, to say the least. So we have the character of Linda Lake here, played by Tori Spelling. Yes, that Tori Spelling. Do I have to tell Uncle Aaron? Uncle Aaron. Aaron Spelling? No, Hank Aaron. Of course, Aaron Spelling. And Mighty Ducks too there. But, she has printed this news article about a baseball player, I think later they say, who was on roids. And the guy comes after her and he chases her around. Although, I'm like, okay, so this is the origin now. She gets her powers. No, she already has them. I think she's just leading him to a place with water so she could drown him, because that's what happens. After they open the credits, we get into... Yeah, she treats Chloe like an assistant, but she's also a reporter. And the order of this is going to be a bit out. But she got a news report, and she says that it was a drowning, and that there was steroids in his system. I guess that adds up to something. I don't know. But Chloe finds it a little too convenient that this guy, she writes a story about him and ends up drowning in a lake somewhere. My nose is bothering me. Allergies and shit. So, Lana confides in Chloe that she still might have feelings for Clark. And that, she's unsure about marrying Lex when she still might have feelings for Clark. And they haven't really talked to each other all season. When they do, they seem like they hate each other. Well, it turns out Linda Lake is listening to this because she's a puddle of water, and she prints out a story and uses line for line what Lana says. Now, I was confused. I'm like, okay, so she thinks that it was Chloe. She still thinks Chloe had something to do with it, even though it's Linda Lake's name on the byline. So I'm like, okay, so she thinks Chloe turned around and told Linda Lake, even though you know she doesn't like Linda Lake. So why would you? I don't know. Clark, upon hearing that Lana may have feelings for him again, decides, whoo, I have to prance away to Lana Land. So, yes, he goes to... Woo! I have to prance away to Lana Land. he goes to talk to her, but he goes to the Lex mansion, which is what I'm calling it now. And Lex is there and basically says, "Fuck off, Clark. Oh, by the way, she's pregnant with my baby." Basically what happens. And so now he's all pouty. Meanwhile, Lois has finally learned how to put two and two together and figures out that Oliver Queen may be the Green Arrow. So she conspires with Clark. It was kind of Clark's idea because, Clark knows who he is. To set up a little party that they're going to have. And then she's going to pretend to run off. She's going to go run off. Oh, I forgot something. She goes to run off, pretends to get attacked by a mugger, who ends up just being Jimmy. But he's not dressed up as anything. He's just Jimmy. I don't know. But some real muggers show up. Now, I'm wondering, were these real muggers or did Oliver hire them? Because I don't know. Well, the Green Arrow shows up. Wouldn't you know it? The Green Arrow has impressive strength and super speed. Why did he do that? He does fire an arrow, but I don't understand why. I don't know. But thinking it's Oliver, she kisses him, and then you just hear, "Hello, thank you." And Oliver is standing there. You know this is Clark. That's what I just said. She's like, "Oh," and then he's gone. But Jimmy's like, "I got the picture. I got the picture." And when, yeah. So then they realize that Linda Lake is she's getting too close. She's getting all the scoops really easily. So she needs to figure out what's going on. So that she hackers in the computer with Lana on the line from her car. I get why they needed her in the car, but beforehand, it doesn't make sense that she's not also there. I don't know. But yeah, there is. Well, I guess she can't read the byline because Linda overheard her talking to Clark, and she knows that Clark is an alien from outer space. You're outer space. You're from outer space. You're from outer space. You're gonna go to space. You're outer space. Venom. You're outer space. Yeah. And she's gonna print that. So Chloe destroys the computer before Linda can blurt out about Clark. And they pretend that this completely destroys the file, which is not how computers work. You see, if Linda can get into her account from any fucking computer. So that destroys that computer, but she can go into her account on another computer and get the stuff back. Chloe's supposed to be a computer genius, right? As long as you can log in to your account, your personal account, you could do that on any computer in the goddamn world. Chloe should know this, but thinks destroying one little computer hard drive is going to be enough to stop her from being able to get into the files. Yeah, there's a struggle, they fight out into the street, and then Lana runs into Linda and she turns into water, and that's it. So they do this. They show that the water's running down like she's going somewhere, right? And so I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for it to come back around, and then we just had the wrap-up scenes, and the episode ends, and I'm like, wait, they didn't finish it. You are telling me who wrote this? Does it say who wrote it? Because they had a smack upside the head. Kelly Souders and Brian Peterson. Can you tell me? And Tom Welling directed as Tom. Come on. Hold on. Who directed Subterranean? I want to know that. Rick Rosenthal, who directed Halloween 2 and Resurrection. No. Steve Miner directed Resurrection. No, he. Conway, Tom Welling. Written and directed by Stephen S. DeKnight. Michael Rosenbaum directed Freak. James Marshall, Combat Progeny. Terrence O'Hara. Okay, so this is presented as the end of Linda Lake. I don't think we see or hear from her again. But the way the water comes down off of Lana's car, it implies that she is directing herself into the sewer. And so I'm waiting for her to pop up again so we can have an actual climax. But like most of the villains this season, that was the climax. Because we just get wrap-up scenes. Jimmy comes out giddy into the freaking planet, saying, I got pictures of the Green Arrow. And then when I got a picture of his face. And there's nothing there. It's like, it's as if the Green Arrow could go faster than the speed of a camera shutter. So Chloe's figured it out. Then the very next scene, she goes to Clark's house, where Lois is there, I guess, and she's like, "Hey, I guess she's still living there, isn't she?" She's like, "Hey, so Lois was telling me something pretty interesting about the Green Arrow. It's not Oliver. Well, I guess he showed up. No, she knew before that. I kissed him. Oh, and it was good, but this guy could teach Oliver a few tricks. So she's saying that Clark is a better kisser than Oliver. She doesn't know that. That was Clark, but yeah. And that does come back later. It's not. I think it's next season 8. Maybe it comes back. She doesn't find out till... Do they do the reveal before she finds out about Clark's powers, but she doesn't think about the fact that the Green Arrow super sped off? That was a writing error. If that's the case, I don't remember. But, yeah. Also, Oliver never shows up for the rest of the episode after that shot in the alleyway. And you'd think there would be, hey, Clark, thanks for having my back. No, that's just it. That's it. And then Lana returns. Well, she does talk to Clark. And they have a conversation. And she's like, well, Clark, I still love you, or whatever. And she goes, whether or not we're talking, you're still a part of my life. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not talking to you, but you're still a part of my life. Huh? But, yeah, she wants to know his secret so bad, and he just won't say it. I don't know if he was actually going to tell her, but, like, she's like, He's like, no, I know you're pregnant, and blah, 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 and so she goes back to Lex, and she says yes to his proposal, because Clark blew her off. Once again, Clark can't push his Lana somewhere else. Because if she found out about his powers, her show would be over. Oh, but spoiler alert, she finds out about his powers and the show isn't over, so I found a way around it, I guess. And this is where I got confused, because, okay, I'm going to get back to is Linda Lake spying on this? No, the episode ends and I went, wait, what? No, you set up that she was going to reconstruct herself in the sewer or something. She really goes out like that? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Because I've seen in comic book movies before, comic book stuff, that if someone's made of water, that means they cannot die. If someone's made of sand, they can't die. Something like that, where they can split into pieces and come back together. How does her getting hit by a car end the story? It makes no sense. The writers of this episode need to clarify this, because I have no idea how that it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. If she gets hit and turns into water, then she should be able to reconstitute herself back to her human form. But that's the last we see of her. Maybe Lex found her and threw her away in 33.1. I don't know. I just snorted soda. Yes, I know I'm from Minnesota and they call it soda. Shouldn't you call it pop? Sometimes, but I prefer to call it soda. When I was a kid, I called it pop. Grew up, I watched Fluffy, he calls it soda. I have a friend that calls it soda, and he's also from Minnesota, he calls it soda. Pop, soda, pop. Depending on who I'm talking to. I'll call it pop when I'm with my mom. Ooh, I'm gonna grab my soda. We'll see. My supervisor calls it soda, but he's from here, then he moved to Jersey, and he moved back. So, I don't know. But, soda. This episode, I'm giving it a 1 Superman logo out of 5. It's very confusing, and I just want to move on. That's it. So what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know in the comments. Let me like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm a Scotty, and the next one's the big one. Yeah, get ready. It's a big one. Yeah. See you in the next one.